Hey gang, Jamie Aston, and this is a series I'm thinking about making. It's called, or we're making right now, Reloading and Rambling. And I'm at my reloading bench, and we're just doing some prep for some 223, and then we're gonna finish up some Grendel stuff. Just doing case preparation right now, so no full reloading. I usually do not like to be distracted when I am reloading. I do not like to watch television or even listen to music when I'm doing anything when it comes to putting the powder in it. But right now, we're just going to be decapping and resizing. Um, it's May 26, 2020, and just a few things happened today. It got me thinking. It's like, man, you know what pisses me off? You know, a series where you know what pisses me off, but I don't really want to just rant. I like to be a little more productive than just ranting. Um, as I know, a lot of you all are affected by the COVID 19. Shoot, a lot of us are tired of COVID 19. Um, it's hot. It's over 101 degrees right now, and but I'm just doing what I'm doing. The COVID 19 stuff really has taken me through a lot of, I've done a lot of thinking during this whole situation, and it's a lot of it just really pisses me off. And like I said, I think for a lot of people, but for I think various reasons, I've tried to see this situation from multiple sides. You know, you fear it because you don't want to die, but there are plenty of disease out there that will kill us. Actually, more deadly than COVID 19. Oops, can't say that. Um, we have older people, sick people who we need to protect, because they have compromised immune system. Be careful of all these buzzwords because everyone is going to continue to sling around these buzzwords, and they use it all for groupthink and ultimate control. That's just really where I've summed up a lot of this stuff because the numbers don't add up. I don't have to go into detail on that. You can see plenty of videos, and I'll go look up the information. The numbers don't add up, and yeah, a lot of people are going to say that. Well, that's because what we did to react. Kind of, sort of. I'm not fully in agreement with that. I think that some of it was maybe, but ultimately, no, I don't think so. Um, I think that we're actually probably maybe a little worse for wear because everyone is, you know, running around doing things that don't make sense. Uh, they're more afraid. We're talking about nowadays not even having contact sports anymore in schools. What? That's how our immune system got built up by going outside. By, I'm gonna tell you all the truth. I can be a germaphobe. Honestly, behind me, I have cans of alcohol, not just for cleaning. I have all that type of stuff, but I don't want someone's blood, sweat on me. But yet, you go play football, basketball, you get it on you. No one cares, you know. So, anywho, yeah, stuff just pissed me off with it. And what started this is I'm reloading. I have these gloves on. I have these gloves because I work on my cars and other things, that could be dangerous. Chemicals that I have behind me. And I'm down to my last box, and it's getting low because I can't get any more from Harbor Freight because everyone during the panic buy went and purchased up all of the nitrile gloves because you want to wear gloves everywhere you go, just like they did the toilet paper, just like they did the mask, and you even have more people going out and buying more than what they needed. You know, I didn't have to panic buy anything. I already had what I needed, and it's just because that's what I already do in practice. I'm not wearing gloves around to change my gas or to pump gas. Hand sanitizer, and wash your hands before you eat. That's going to be the biggest thing. Wipe your steering wheel down, things like that. A lot of common sense stuff that we were already or should have already been doing is all what we needed. We had it right at the very beginning. They said, oh, this is bad. The issue is for me is that COVID was around since like October night or November, somewhere around there. I remember it during hunting season when it was just in China. We didn't care. The media went through and we didn't hear about COVID really again until after the impeachment of Trump. That's when we started. We needed something new to get everyone in mass hysteria. First, we want everyone to hate Trump, fight Trump, impeach Trump, blah, blah, blah. And then we went through and said, well, shoot, it's COVID. And now we're going to try to blame Trump and he's not doing a good job, X, Y, and Z. So it just went downhill from there. You just want to start with one of the worst people. I live in the state of California, and Newsom, gruesome Newsom. And yeah, I just not a fan of his. I'm not a fan of what he's going after. Him, Biden, anyone else. I'm sorry. And a lot of it, really, I'm gonna tell you right now, it comes down to this thing right here. One of the biggest things is a lot of people aren't looking. They're not. When you are giving into fear, let me tell you something. Let me ask you this. If I went up to any one of you all and say, give me your wallet, give me what you got. A lot of you you're gonna look me up and down, and you're gonna say, either I can take this guy, he's just playing, whatever. You're not gonna give in. I came up with a knife, machete, gun, X, Y, and Z. I said, give me what you got. You're gonna do a quick check. I don't have anything on me, I'm gonna give up my stuff. Or you're gonna say, well, shoot, what's up, Willie? I have a lot of, I got something I can maybe take this guy with. And you go from there. Now, a lot of people aren't going to have anything to take me if I had a weapon against them, so you're going to give it up. Why are you giving it up? You fear for your life. When you fear for your life, you give up, or you make very specific choices in that. Because I want to get to something real quick. I think that we all have a choice. No matter what, I always say this: you can either die on your knees, or you can die begging, or you can die fighting. And I like to think in any situation, I'm going to always die fighting. Never going to give in, But there's a way and a method to fighting. Let's say if I had to give in for saving someone else's life, in exchange, maybe that's still a choice. We all have choice in this. But fear is the biggest thing to make you give up control of yourself over your life in survival, or what is the word I want to use, in perseverance of life. Not perseverance, but so anywho, with this thing right here, they get us to be afraid, and then we start to give up our rights out of fear of COVID. Never once have I said that it doesn't exist. It's a virus. It's a virus like any other virus. But out of fear of this thing, then we start giving up our rights. Now, if you all think about this, every year they say the flu is going to be the worst flu ever. This flu season is going to be the worst ever. Go get your shots. The majority of people do not go and get a shot. A lot of people aren't going to get this COVID vaccine. I know I'm not. I stopped getting a flu shot over a decade ago. I grew up getting it every doggone year, and every year I would get sick. Yeah, because why? To give you a virus that's dead or almost dead so your body can build up immunity to it. But got tired of that. I'm living in the world. And if I take care of myself a certain way, then I don't get sick as easily. If I do something silly, some of the things that get me sick, water in my ear, water on my feet, things like that, I'm going to get sick. I know that about my body, So I'm not looking for a COVID vaccine, just like I'm not going to take the flu vaccine. They're going to try to do some things like maybe make it COVID vaccine a requirement for children in school. Now, COVID isn't deadly. It's not like measles or or any other stuff that actually really kill people. People with polio and things like that back in the day, all those bad diseases that really, really used to take people out and do a lot of damage to people. This is not it. This thing is hurting people just like pneumonia and the flu does every year. If you all look up the numbers last year or even last October, for 3 months, go from October to December to see flu data and how much the flu harmed people, on those numbers, they will start to match up to just with this COVID. Same thing, So, again, it exists, like a lot of things that exist. But throughout this process, out of fear, we have given up a lot of things that we would not think that we would give up in a rational situation. If someone came up and told you not to do X or to wear a mask, you can say, get out of town, I'm not going to do that. Quite honestly, this thing does nothing. The World Health Organization and even Dr. Fauci, all those clowns, said these things weren't even going to be required from the very beginning. In the beginning, they even told you that this thing wasn't even transferred from people to people, remember? They said that. And then they turn around, they flip flop every single time. The further we get into this, it seemed like the more control they start to take because they realized they could. That was the ultimate plan. At the very beginning, they said, if you do not feel well, stay home. If you think you might be compromised, stay home. Distance yourself from people. That is when control was in each and every individual's hands. We made the choice what we want to do, just like we do now if we get sick or anything else. Do you want to be around your family? Do you want to go to work? Everything else. It was society that guilted everyone into going to work and doing things when you were sick. Oh, you didn't, you're going to still go to work? So and so over here and they're hacking up a lung, but they still came to work, but you just got this mild thing, you're not going to go to work. See, that was society. That was wrong a long time ago. That was something that should have changed a long time ago. People should already be washing their hands. You know, hand sanitizers are the equivalent to washing your hands, but it gets you through until you can get to some water and wash some things off. You know, so a lot of the things where we have the control of got to a point where the government is pretty much telling you, you're too dumb. We're going to tell you what to do because we don't trust that you all have the mental capacity to make or do these things on your own. We're going to tell you what to do. Anyone that comes against that, we've already put so much on the media until your friends, you say, oh, you don't need that. And your friends come up to you and say, no, you're selfish. You're doing this. You're taking this away from others. You're going to kill me. You're going to kill everyone else because of these decisions. So they didn't have to fight you. Now think about this. I don't do Facebook, but you see I'm on YouTube. And if you all pay any attention to YouTube, they are censoring more and more people. This video might not even stay up. But they're censoring us. They're censoring anyone that goes against the machine, you know. And we have eventually we're gonna have to start making a choice on who we truly want to do business with and how we want to do it. I've been thinking for a long time. We really need a video sharing platform where we are not giving in. You're not going to be giving in to the pressures to say that if you have a feeling and it doesn't match the current media, you know, and all the liberals or anyone else, whatever side of it, if what you feel doesn't match, then you're going to be shunned, shamed, censored, X, Y, and Z. You know, we need a platform where truly, because I'm going to go back to this in a second, this bullet case. But we live in America, people. We have it so good in America that we want to talk about how bad it is. And we want to go and compare America to other countries where they have limited rights. We live in a place where we can actually say America sucks if you wanted to. Oh, here's a fact. America ain't perfect. No doggone duh, nothing else. Ain't anywhere else I want to be. Now, there are plenty of states in the U.S. that I don't want to really live in. California is, I'm here and I want to get out. I don't want to be here forever. You know, I am from Arkansas. I like a lot of stuff there. It sure isn't a perfect state. I don't really know which one is. California has a lot of natural things that make it could be. But it's the doggone politics here that hurt it worse for me. Every single day it seems to get worse when one of those politicians open their mouth. The Newsom, the Pelosi's, you know, all those clowns, right? So, freedom of speech. We get to say what we want. We should not be censored to say what we want. But during this COVID stuff, we are being censored. You can't say anything against it. And we are giving up that right because we want to tell anyone around us when they say something against it, oh, you can't say that. You can't doggone say that because my so-and-so died. I see people dying every day. You're just talking against the dead. No, you're not. No, you're not. What makes a COVID death more special than a person who died of the flu, pneumonia, cancer, heart attack, car accident, starvation? You know, the media wants to make it special when someone dies from an AR-15, but no one cares when someone dies from a Glock 19. No one cares when a person dies from choking themselves with their bed sheets in their doggone closet. We don't report any of that stuff on the news. We're not reporting how many suicides have gone up, domestic violence, rape, child molestation, all of that's going up right now during this quarantine. We're not reporting that because that will get people to start to question this quarantine, why it's still in existence, why we're still sheltering in place when the numbers are going down, when if UV rays kill it, the best place you can be is outside. They don't want you thinking because obviously we are not capable of thinking for ourselves. Second Amendment, this case right here. I reload. I was in the mountains not too long ago, over the weekend or so. Can't remember, Thursday. And I've already cleaned a lot of brass. I'm prepping up to reload it again so I can go out there and do some more target practice. And yeah, this one was shot out of an AR-15. Ooh, special. It's not even my favorite gun, but I think everyone should have one. But it doesn't make it any more special than anything else. It's not a fully automatic gun. It's not anything special. I mean, like I said, you can hunt some animals with it. If it was desperate enough, you can take a deer down if you're good enough. I just don't think it's the most accurate. I have one that shoots this one out. Now this is a 6.5 Grendel shell. It's a little more accurate than this. A lot more, maybe. Willie, you're still in the comments. You can attest to that on that long distance shot you took on the farm. But you don't want to give up your rights. This is something that the other countries don't have. And see, in fact, a lot of these countries have super strict gun laws, and they still have a lot of gun violence. Or you have super strict gun laws, and they still didn't prevent gun violence. I'm not here to debate gun violence or anything. What I'm here to say is you don't give up your rights. This is something that we have, and it is in doctrine. We have the Second Amendment, 100% not for hunting. It's not for self-defense against people. It is 100% to fight against the government. The people and our rights shall not be infringed. Period. Why do you think the government wants to take that away from us? That is our single most right that we have to fight. Now, how do they keep us when it's so few of them and so many more of us? They keep us fighting. They keep us divided. Right now, there's a new story about a Karen who was calling the police on the black guy. She was walking her dog and stuff. First, she's a racist, she's an animal abuser, and all this type of stuff. I mean, oh my goodness, the media kind of went crazy on it, just like they always do. So they keep us fighting against racists. They keep us fighting over now the COVID stuff. We're divided as a country. Right now, if you want things to open up, then you're a racist, Trump supporting, selfish individual that wants the country. You want everyone to die. Because everything, when someone says they want to open up something, it's going to die, the numbers are going to go up, and it's going to be a lot of blood in your hand. And the statistics from the very beginning start to show that is not true. All those states that they said they were going to regret it, they're doggone coming up and they're doing good. Even California, Newsom was like, oh, we're going to be in until June or something. And we had that protest, and by Friday, he said we were in phase 2 because the people spoke. Even the people on the side that were really fearful at one point have started to think that, well, maybe, this is going too far. Maybe it's not exactly what they said it was, because it isn't. This has been an opportunity to really test the people. Now let's go back. I like to use this as an example because 9/11. That's why a lot of people signed up for military. I graduated in 2004. But during that time, I remember being in school, you saw this stuff happen. Everyone had this hatred. Now, there's still conspiracy theories around 9/11. There's conspiracy theories about the whole search for the weapons of mass destruction that got everyone upset, right? So a lot of people signed up, A lot of people were really fearful. You didn't want to fly anymore because you're going to think how someone is going to hijack your plane with a doggone knife again. I'm not trying to doggone say anything against the dead. I don't know what really happened on the plane. Maybe everyone was asleep. How did they get into the cockpit? I don't know. We're not even going to debate that. But We said we don't want that to happen anymore. We're not going to walk up to the gate anymore and greet our families or anything else like that at the airport. We need something called TSA. My Lord, if you all see me on Twitter or anything, I hate TSA. I hate TSA. There's nothing more useless than TSA. We signed up to get physically harassed, searched, detained, get our stuff gone through, stolen, broken, X, Y, and Z in the name of protection and safety. You can look it up. They don't really save us. It's just another step that we sign up to give away some of our rights and privacy. We like to say that, well, no, some of us have to give it up so, we can protect it that one time. But it's true, no. If you really look, how much gets past TSA is a lot. And how many of us get harassed by TSA is too much. So there's really got to be a better way. It's an invasion of privacy. With this COVID thing, they have started, they were already doing it. Well, I kid myself. But they're using your cell phone to see exactly where you've been and who you've been around. Those carriers giving up your data. Apple, Microsoft, Google, they give up your data. When you store your stuff in their cloud, all these cloud services, they give up your data. All of these metrics that we don't seem to care about. See, here's the thing. Back in the day, like right now, it's census time. Hey, fill out your census paper. Back in the day, you had the people were driving around to your house, no matter if you were in the deepest part of the boonies in the country, someone was coming to your house with a form and trying to fill out, census information. Will they really have to do that now? Not really, because we give up our information. Our cell phones give us up. It gives our proximity up. I got a new truck last year. It's got that stupid OnStar in there, and I'm trying to figure out a way to truly disable OnStar and its tracking abilities. I do not want to be tracked. And I've just made my decision up when I was driving home today. I'm going to start turning off my cell phone. I'm going to start turning off my cell phone when I get to certain places or during travel or anything else. We're giving up our control out of fear. Now, when they sell it to you, they say, well, we just want to be able to say that if you did get sick, we can tell all the people that you were around, so we could, build a study to say, well, you got it from this person, or these are all the people that could be affected. Yeah, until you use it for something else. Red flag laws. Red flag laws mean that, oh shoot, someone just showed me a warning sign, whatever that is. I'm gonna call the cops and say, Jamie, he's a little unhinged. You need to go over there and get his guns and stuff. Well, the thing is, there is no validation, no investigation. Red flag means anyone can lie on you. They can say you did anything, just like someone can say you raped them. We're to a point now that if someone says that you touched them or offended them or anything, you might lose your job. And this didn't have to happen at your job. Shoot, this video might keep me from being employed. Things like that. Because someone gets offended and they go out, search around, making other things that truly aren't their business, making it bigger than what it is. Going back to this Amy person in New York, I'm not saying she was perfect. I'm not saying that the person who supposedly was bird watching and made the video was perfect. She was walking her dog without a leash. I see that happen all the time around here. I have 2 little dogs. I know people with pit bulls that won't hurt the dog on fly. I know people with little dogs that are terrors. And I know people with little dogs that are not terrors. My little dogs are super sweet. But when I go places, I don't let them jump on anyone. I don't say, oh, he's not going to hurt you. Don't worry about that. My dogs are in my reach. Just like if I had kids. They're going to be in a place where I can grab them up, get behind them, take the brunt. I'm the one that's fighting for them. Same with my family. We go out, got to be with me. I'm the one that's going to give up my doggone life. I'm the one that's going to fight for them first. That's already a given. I am the expendable one. I am that person. So, see other dogs, people walking without their leash, I don't always confront them because personally I have a real cool calm for a long time. But when I hit to 100, it's quick, fast, and there is no coming back. So I'd rather avoid confrontation always because it's unnecessary. But some of these people, they feel like they need to just tell you something. Yeah, it's the law. I can tell people, put your dog on a leash. You see that sign? You see that sign? What's the point? If I see someone coughing and walking without a mask, you think I'm gonna say something to them? Why am I gonna compromise myself if I truly believe that they have the disease or whatever the case is? That means I see them like that, so there's a walking fool. Let me get my distance. That's what rational people do. When you take concealed carry courses, self-defense, and things like that, the thing that they tell you to do, you avoid conflict at all cost. You don't go looking for conflict. You avoid conflict. You do everything in your power to get away from conflict, to prevent conflict. You don't escalate a situation. You do everything you can to avoid those type of situations. So I just walk around a longer way. I'll pick my dogs up and carry them if I have to from around the dogs. And this person says, hey, put your dog on leash, and she got upset about it. There's nowhere to go because of COVID. The dog park is closed. So he's like, well, walk your dog over there. No one will care if you're walking over there. And she says, I don't want to. And so then he escalates the situation by saying, well, you're not going to like what I'm going to do. And he starts to call the dog and try to give her a treat. And then she escalates by saying, well, I'm going to call the police on you. And there's an African American harassing me and threatening me. Well, technically, he actually was harassing and threatening her, even though she was not following so-called law of the park. He escalated the situation. Well, now she's about to lose her job and everything. See, that's what the social media warriors do. We never actually help anyone. We get people fired, make them lose their lifestyle and things like that. Put these other people, the victims, on Front Street. But the victims, at the end of the day, when they're not the top story anymore, they still got to live with the pain, and no one remembers them anymore. That's this great media. We don't have journalists anymore. It's all opinionated. So, anywho, like I said, it started from these doggone gloves that I just be careful how you give in to the propaganda, because that's truly what it is. It is propaganda. Again, COVID exists. I'm not saying that it doesn't. I'm just saying that COVID is just a number of many diseases that personally I don't want. Personally, I try to do my best to defend against, by washing my hands, by watching what I eat, by watching where I get my food from. Quite honestly, shoot. Can you trust everywhere you get your food from? No, you can't. Is everyone clean there? No, they aren't. In fact, probably what saves us the most is that the food is cooked. People aren't washing their hands. They aren't following these so-called laws and things that are in place already. The reason why we're still here is because we have an immune system that continues to grow and fight off infections. It continues to look at, our body is the smartest thing in the whole world. No matter how you use your brain is still functioning and keep you alive and thinking and growing, repairing, doing all of this type of stuff. Our bodies just have so much of what God put inside of us, perfection. So just be careful. I don't really care what other people do. If you want to wear a mask, fine. I don't care. I have a mask in my truck when I go out and I go to certain places. I'll go ahead and put one up. If they have a sign up saying it's required, I'll put a mask on. But for the most part, just like going places with my dogs, if my dogs aren't welcome, I probably don't shop there anymore. So when I find stores like that, I probably don't go there anymore. I go to other ones where, I'm more comfortable, where I'm comfortable. And that's why other people can go to those stores where they're more comfortable. They truly fear this thing, do what you have to do. I'm not here to shame anybody. You want to wear the mask? Wear it. I think it's not the most logical thing, because quite honestly, you're touching this day in, day out, so many times where you're actually putting your compromised hand that was touching that doorknob and everything else close to your mouth. These are where you ingest. That's what we do. We ingest right here. Eyes, ears, all these places where we ingest, this face area. Why we want to keep touching our face with something? Doesn't make any sense. They say, well, if you're coughing, what doggone, it's springtime. People have allergies. You have pollen in the air. You have dust. You have everything else. So you're almost shamed to cough or sneeze right now, because everyone's gonna look at you like you are doggone about to blow the place up with a bomb. Like you just yell bomb in the theater or something if you cough and sneeze. It's irrational. People, last year, how many people were you around that coughed? Didn't wash their hands, got sweat on you, looked at you the wrong way, too close to you, sitting on the plane, rubbing up against you, had a bad smell, all these type of things. We have been living, man has been living for centuries. Yeah, we'll go ahead and say it. Gross. I'm gonna say we'll go back to generations, but centuries. Yeah, with X, Y, and Z out there that could kill us. We're still here. Go back to November. The reason why you all didn't hear a lot of that COVID that was happening in China around that time, or November, December, whenever it was. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, Greta Thunberg and everyone else telling us that the world is dying and we're killing the world and stuff. It went from climate control to impeach Trump, into COVID. And with all of that, we got climate control because no one was driving and moving around. We got people hating on Trump even more, saying he didn't do so much. Even Obama himself said, well, I don't believe Trump handled this thing right. And then he turned around and said, well, even with the best government, it wasn't going to be anything that you could do to handle it right. Exactly. Exactly. Trump is irrational. He talks too much. He's that person that wants to win an argument or a conversation and things like that. But Trump is also bold and just says whatever too. And we don't have anyone that does that because we like to fake that that there's this democracy when really it's a few telling the many. It's not really a democracy. So really he's probably hurting the establishment more just because of they can't control it, Not bad thing to me, because in a place where we do not have transparency, because we truly don't have transparency, we need someone that's going to kind of let the cat out the bag every now and then, even if it's by accident, whatever the case. We need to see and to hear certain things. We need to start thinking differently, because I've been against the two-party system for a long time. We need something that truly is the people, and the people have got to stop fighting over whether you have a mask on or not, whether you own a gun or not, whether anything. We need to just be a collective as a people and force the government to start representing the people again, because they don't. They are career politicians. They do not want to give their job. But why are a lot of their old asses still in the doggone seat that they're in? They've been so disconnected from what life is like on the outside for so long. Anything they say is irrational. They don't even know what they're talking about. If you listen to them, you can turn to some of these channels, C-SPAN, things like that, and watch some of these hearings. And then people are saying stuff that doesn't make any sense. But this is what they do every day. It's their job. You go to work right now, you have some people that you look around, man, so-and-so works so hard. He's always working hard. I mean, my goodness, he is just a hard-working individual. Then you have some of those other ones that, man, they just come in every day and just breathe air. They just breathe air, And it's like, well, we have the same thing in these so-called politicians, but they have put laws in place that keep them there. It's been self-preservation for them for a long time. There it is, preservation. They put laws in place to keep them there. It's in their best interest to keep us fighting over race and things like that. I don't care. Guess what? I identify as a black man. And yeah, I got facial features that make you see that I'm a black man. Even if they put a mold of me, if they made a mold of my head and put a bust somewhere, you are gonna say that looks like a black guy. You make a mold of someone else, yeah, they look like an Asian. You don't have to color it. It has nothing to do with color. You make a mold of someone else that looks like a white woman. Now, some chances are you might be wrong. You really might be wrong. But for the most part, that's what it is. Depending on where we come from. My friend and I talk about this, Willie, if he's still on here. Man, we from the country. Some people, especially, and it's not even the side you might think. But we get this where we call the Oreo. And the thing is, I don't mind it. I blend into any environment. Because I really try to see people. But I'm not gonna lie, I think everyone sees color. Everyone could have. There's a Dr. Kendi. He calls it racist ideas. Everyone carries around racist ideas. If you want to say, Jamie, all you do is eat watermelon and chicken, and I'm like, well, dang, man, I could say, well, I saw you at the same place eating watermelon and chicken. I don't think anyone that necessarily doesn't like that. You got something sweet and you got something savory. I don't get it, you know. But you could turn around and say that, and I could just laugh and say, "Yeah, I saw you there too, man." You say, "Yeah," or you could say it thinking that you had some type of malicious intent to it, and I could just say, "Yeah, man, I saw you there too," and you're like, "Huh? It didn't affect him." Well, if I say, "Hey, man, what you talking about, man? You talking about eating watermelon chicken?" Well, you had the racist ideal that you had the idea that that was a racist and harmful remark, and I had that same ideal that that phrase was a racist and harmful remark. That's why I was able to call you out on it. So we both carried the racist idea. So a lot of these racist ideas we still carry around, and we either use it to harm or we use it to say, "Hey, you that's a foul." You know what I mean? Or we could just don't give it any type of power at all. There's a lot of stuff don't give any power because guess what? It's like opinions. You know, we all have opinions. We can all use this thing right here. This thing is the tongue is deadly. We can all say some things that harm people real bad. You know, hurt people real bad. We can easily do it, or we can not. It's all goes by choice. So I know what I am. I don't want to say identify as. I know what I am. I know what other people are, and I love that I blend in very well. A lot of my subscribers are all over the rainbow. I like it. You know, a lot of my friends all over the rainbow. Not sticking to one side or the other. And I think that more people, you know, if we just start. Yesterday on Memorial Day, we got into a big debate over a lot of this stuff and everything. And at the end, we shook our hands because I love to actually debate because I learn from a lot of people from the opposite. I don't like to just get into one room and just think one side. Say, yeah, man, you right, you right, you right. I like to get to a point where someone says something like, well, I didn't think about that. I didn't think about that like that at all. And guess what? You might not change my mind. I don't go into a situation where I'm trying to change anyone's mind. I just like to talk because for me, selfish Jamie, I'm trying to learn. You're a case study and you have a bit of information or a thought process. If you walk some miles in your shoes, I've never been. So for me, that's a doggone place where I can get some information from you. All of us are different. All of us come from different places. All of us have a different culture, you know. And instead of trying to use it to separate the differences, we need to really truly say, well, dang, it's actually something special that we all come from all these different places and have all these different ideas, but we're still together. We don't agree on everything. We don't agree on 100% on how to handle this. If I was handling COVID stuff, there's some things that I may have done the same way, and I don't agree with them. But it may not be that much choice to do it. But I would have possibly, take care of you all. All right, take care. I would have used a little more information, and not to keep it going for so long. But you have to remember their agenda as the government is to control the people. It's not really for the people anymore. That's by words alone. It is to keep their minority in control. They don't want to, man, if they were afraid every couple of years that they were going to lose their job and their big home and their seat on the board here and there, if they really had to work, oh my goodness, man, how much good would come? But they're so secure into it until we don't vote. We only care about voting for the president. You need to vote for your local government. You got potholes in your street, local government. You have one side of the neighborhood that looks good or one side of the town that looks good, that's your local government. Because why? That one neighborhood can vote somebody in or vote them out. And that's how they threaten them. You take care of our neighborhood, we'll keep you in power. If you don't, we'll put someone else in. And truly, the neighborhood is actually one that's in control because that person owes them a favor. Man, it's just a bunch of crazy stuff. I think the biggest thing I've always said, truly, I just want to live and be let alone. You know, since I've started deer hunting, I look at life a little bit differently. I don't like to even kill fish, but I eat fish, so that means I kill them, right? But to take your own food, and it's not for any reason like that. The reason why I look at deer hunting or life differently is because I'm 34 and I only have, I don't know how many more seasons left. Oh my goodness, I cannot wait for this coming deer season. And man, but I wish I could just be left alone. You know, I try to be as kind to everyone I meet. I get people asking me questions, shooting me emails just about every day about something either I have or don't have or something completely different. Pre-sales for something else. And I try to answer everyone, meet people. I try to be kind to everyone. I do not go around and bash on anyone. I just try to be good. I try to truly treat people the way I want to be treated. And I wish that, you know, everyone else could just be in a position to just, if you just want to fish and work, because I never one time said I don't want to work. You know, everything in this little shop behind me, I like to be hands on. I like to do stuff with my hands. And I love to work. There's nothing more satisfying at the end of the day to be tired and know that you just did something. You know, I don't want a handout. I don't want anything like that. So, but if I could be left alone, give Caesar what is Caesar's, whether it's taxes or what have you, then fine. Take it. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and close. We're getting to the 45-minute mark real soon. Um, I just hope that you all are truly out there safe, not just from COVID, just safe. There was a major car accident today, and it infuriated me in a sense, not really, but on the day I finally get on the road to go back to the East Bay, you know, there's a car accident. So I was stuck in traffic. You know, traffic's starting to build up here. Gas is starting to go back up. Yeah, that normal is coming back. It's no new normal. That's fake. There is no new normal. The normal is they're about to start back taking advantage of you. They just shut down some businesses and put a lot of people that's unemployed. And I'll even leave you all with this. I haven't even really told anybody, but like right before this happened, my whole IT department was terminated in February 6th, I think it was. So right after that, I was going to Arkansas that next week anyhow, and I was like, well, shoot, instead of just going for 3 days, I went and stayed almost a month. I come back, COVID stuff happening. You know, now I live in Fairfield, California, and there's Travis Air Force Base right up the street. So when I was in Arkansas, that's when the whole cruise ship was letting people off, and they were keeping them over at the military base. Blah blah blah. You know, I was in Arkansas deer hunting, you know, and fishing and doing some other stuff. So when I get back, you know, like shoot, that next week is when they start doing the shutdowns and things like that. But this whole time, you know, because I figured I was just gonna go straight back to work. But I mean, who's doing job interviews right now? Nobody. You know. So thankfully, live pretty comfortable. Just been doggone taking this time to hunt, fish, fix on, and work on a lot of my different projects. One of them being the Breezy Box. I finally got the opportunity to get that thing into people's hands, and you know, I am very thankful for everyone that's ordered one. Um, I gotta get making some more tonight. Um, but there's been some good to come out of this thing too, and I hope that if anything, that people, as frustrating as it can be, I know people who work in the service industry who were struggling already, and now they're not getting any tips or anything, and they just want to go back to work. A lot of people, they want to label them as selfish. You damn right they're selfish. They're trying to feed their family. They're trying to feed their family. They just want to go back to work. A lot of them weren't like me who got terminated with a package and things like that and all this type of stuff like that. So this thing just happened to come around and I'm like, well, shoot, I got a long vacation. A lot of people weren't in that position. They got, oh, tomorrow, that's it. That's it. You're you're done. We don't know when we're gonna come back up. And they're scared. You know, and I like to look and even be able to speak for some of those people because some people don't have a voice because they're afraid to be called selfish or anything else like that. They're not selfish. That's that the media is just trying to and people trying to guilt you. They want to talk about bullying and anti-bullying. That's bullying right there. They're just trying to survive. When people were buying guns and stuff, they got panicked. Oh my goodness, that was probably the biggest blow up in the face of the government right there when they started this thing. Because a lot of the people who bought guns weren't any of us who already had guns. Because especially in California, oh, I don't need to buy ammo because back in July and the year before, you already changed a lot of laws against us. You know, so we already bought ammo, or we started reloading, or we started doing this and that. We already had guns. The government knows how many guns we bought because there's already a background check. Blah. So it wasn't any gun owners in line. That was all people who didn't have guns. That's what that was. And Even today, when I went to the store to get some floating frogs for fishing, there were more people in line still picking up guns. It's like, wow. It says, if anything, that's good for the Second Amendment. That we got more people who finally start to see when the government's not there to protect you, or the government is against you, that you have something that can protect your family, or even to fight back. So, anywho, I haven't liked to say anything like that, because I'm not a person that has a handout or anything else like that, or woe is me. Um, as someone just said, the fish miser, I always try to find the silver lining. And I just want to say that, I hope that everyone is truly doing well. I hope that you have found the time to spend with your family during this time, to get some projects done. I know you're probably tired of people. They say domestic abuse is going up, um, and other things, but I hope it's been a positive thing for you all to be in the same place, because before that, we were too busy to be around one another. We sit at the table with a cell phone all doggone day, looking at it, in front of a computer, in front of a video game. All of these things that distract us. We're in traffic all the time. And for a lot of us, we're so tired of that stuff, we just want to get to the water and go fishing. I tell every cast, I'm throwing something away. Throwing something away with every cast. But if you found this time, great. If you have not found this time to educate yourself, or whatever the case is, reading or being around your family, there's still time, because they still got this thing going. So utilize it. Tell everybody that you love them. And if you panic during this time, use this as a time where it's a gauge, where you can say, well, guess what? I don't want to panic anymore. So you start buying certain things to stock up on. You start to, um, you know, be a little bit more rational on where you want to discern and get your information from, instead of just being fed. Because they just want to feed us to it. When Kobe Bryant died, it was sad. Every news and television channel all over the doggone TV kept on replaying it over and over and over again. COVID over and over and over again. Misery loves company. They get paid on that stuff. And you have people say, I can't stop looking at it. You got to pull yourself back into the real world. Think just a little bit. It's really not that bad. And at the end of the day, we really don't have any control over our lives. So we don't need to take our life for granted. We don't need to take our time. Everyone has been watching this. I appreciate it. Your time is valuable. Your time could be used elsewhere. But you decided to watch this video for 47 minutes or wherever it's been. I thank you. I hope that you found it entertaining, even if you say that old fool right there, But I didn't want to waste your time, And if no one watched it, I just really wanted to be able to say that, doggone it, I said what I wanted to say, and that's that. I don't have any doggone fear of what I want to say, and it's not held in. And everyone needs to have that voice, wherever way you want to get it out there. We're all the same. We're all just people trying to survive. We're all just trying to be left alone and to do as best as we can to do the same to others. So with that, I'm gonna finally pop. Oh, I popped the primer out of this one, so I'm gonna finally open this primer pocket up so I can throw it down into this case. We got about 600 clean, ready to go, and we still got some more of these to do or what have you. Let me tell you all this. Here's the final good news. I made up my mind. I told you all right now, I'm in a decent position, and I'm going to use this time wisely. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm loading up my truck, and I'm heading across country. I'm taking my boat. So I hope to be able to. I give more details in a specific video to this, but I'm going to be driving out of California. So even if you're in California, if I'm heading your way, then I would like to stop and start meeting with some people and do whatever. I got a ton of stuff from Stanley and everyone else I need to give away, so we could do a giveaway with it. But I'm going to be, I know for now, heading to Arkansas. If I go to another state more east or north or what have you, Louisiana, Missouri, wherever, we could possibly do something like that. I'm not sure if I'm probably going to go on 40 right now. So Texas, Arizona, all y'all places, we can stop in either do some fishing or do something, whatever the case is. And in some of those places, let's do some shooting, you know. But that's what I'm gonna do. So you all stay tuned. I'm gonna start putting up a lot of videos with that whole trip on there, and you all just pray for the safety, and we can have some fun. I think I'm really excited about that. So, anywho, that's the highlight to leave on. Oklahoma is a close neighbor, and I will be going through Oklahoma. So I was gonna make a stop in OK City. So where are you at, Fishmiser? And I'll probably have to float too. I'm not gonna take a kayak, but I have a couple of kayaks in Arkansas. So anywhere past that, I can bring some kayaks with me. But that's what we're gonna be doing. So more details to come. Looks like I'm gonna be leaving somewhere around, in June. Maybe let's just say tentative on the 15th, something like that. But I just want to be able to use this summer. Made up my mind to use this time while gas is still just a little bit cheap, because it's starting to go up now. But while things are a little easier, go have some fun, see some country. I've driven across the country a few times, but go ahead and do it again. And this time, make a lot more stops along the way for fishing or anything else like that. So you all take care. I really appreciate you. If you have any questions, I don't care. If you have any comments, please leave them down. The next time we do a live video, if you all like stuff like this, I don't care what it is. I just like to talk. So if you just want to have a moment to talk on the channel, let's start doing where I can start inviting you all in, and we could do like a video conference or something like that, and you all just get it off, and talk, and we talk about fishing, whatever the subject of the matter might be. So I think that's actually a good idea. We could do a Zoom. I would love to see you all like that. So anywho, it's been long enough. I truly appreciate you all, and I don't care if it's a negative comment. Just leave it. You know what I mean? We can agree to disagree or whatever the case is. Change my mind. So anywho, you all take care. Good night. Jamie Aston out. If we can find it in video.